telling their players, go to your respective locker rooms.
Yep.
Although some of the Kentucky players are coming over, they want to shake hands.
Of course they do. They want.
Why would you do stuff to get technicals in a ball game like that? I don't get it. Instead of that, you ready for this? Fight to go get rebounds. Don't do that stuff. There's no place for it in our game. Kentucky coming in more desperate than us and played way rougher than we played and came up with balls that we just didn't come up with, including our guards. I mean, when you talk about all our guard stuff, our guards got like 1 rebound. Can't be that way. Halfway through, 6-3. Not exactly what we wanted.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Busch. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush. And the light falling.
Groundhog Day is going to be talked about today, Tommy. Basketball game, of course. You kind of mentioned something earlier that I hadn't thought about. With so much snow, school closings, road closings, people off work. You got back into the swing of things as of this morning. You had to almost reteach your kids going back to school, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, in the school pickup or school drop-off line this morning, it was like the first day of school. So it's kind of like Groundhog Day. We're repeating over and over the same thing. People, all of a sudden have forgotten in 1 week their routine and their skills. So Arkansas forgot a little bit about rebounding on Saturday. And that was ahead of Groundhog Day. But yes.
I'll tell you.
Maybe a little retraining today as we get back in a normal groove here.
Yeah, it's a hot take Monday. It's Groundhog Day. We're reacting to Arkansas's 85-77 loss to the Kentucky Wildcats. I'll tell you what this game reminded me of. It reminded me of the game you lost in 2020 where Cal got ejected, where the Razorbacks had all the momentum in the world. Yeah. Cal gets yeeted. He's walking off. DVH is wishing him a happy goodbye. And then Kentucky weathers the storm. You have the technical fouls between Diamante, Pope. I mean, there's 4 of them for Kentucky, 2 of them for the Razorbacks. And Arkansas wasn't able to take enough advantage of the game in the situation. Billy has that ferocious dunk. Darius hits that pull-up 3. Then he follows it up with a layup. And Arkansas, at that juncture, at that point, I thought was going to win the basketball game. Give Otega-Owe credit with his 24 points, 9 of 12 shooting. Give the rest of that Kentucky basketball team who battled and out-rebounded the Razorbacks by 9. They wanted it more than you did. And fans wanted blood. I wanted it just like you did. Kentucky just wanted it more. And Cal said just as much after the game. We're going to play some cuts from him later on. But that was what the game reminded me of, is the game from 2020.
It was an intense game. I mean, if you had to sum this game up in one word, intense might be the right word. We had, as we've already danced around here a little bit, there was a lot of things happening in this game. 6 technical fouls. It was an unusual SEC game. It was an unusual Arkansas basketball game, but it had a lot of drama, had a lot of heat to it. Emotions were probably as high as they've been all year, and Arkansas couldn't match Kentucky. Kentucky, as Coach Cal said there in the open coming into the show from his comments Saturday, they needed it more, they wanted it more, and they just outplayed Arkansas. That's the bottom line.
And we got to keep in mind, this Kentucky team prior to Tuesday night had won 4 straight. So they now won 5 of 6. They're tied with you, with the Vanderbilt Commodores, for 3rd place in the Southeastern Conference right now. First 4 teams get a bye. 2 buys, I should say, Wednesday and Thursday in the SEC tournament. The only time you played Kentucky this season was this past Saturday until maybe you meet them in Nashville or later on in the postseason. You play Vanderbilt once. That's the only time the Doors and the Razorbacks are meeting up. So you're at least 1-1 of those games right now. And you heard Cal there again, 6-3, a lot different from where they were at this point last season. But you would love to be 7-2. You would love to have been your arch rival. That's just not how things played out. So we'll see, again, how this team responds. You've got a bye midweek, and then you'll travel to Mississippi State on Saturday.
You got to win your next 2. They're both road games, Mississippi State and LSU. They're teams that, based on record, based on outcomes, based on previous meetings with LSU, be the first time and only time you'll face Mississippi State in the regular season. These are games you need to win really badly. Then you play Auburn at home. I think you break this last half down in 3-game chunks, and this is that first chunk that will leave you with 6. then I think you need to go 3-0. Then your second chunk will be at Alabama, Missouri, and A&M. That's probably a 2-1 chunk. I don't know if you can go win at Alabama. Then your third and final chunk would be Florida, Texas, and Missouri. So that's kind of the formula. If you can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7-2, 6-3 again at the worst, I think you're going to find yourself in a place. But you can't play 9 games this week. You can't play 9 games today. You got to break it down a little bit. And I think you look at this week, you go back and Cal continues to demand his team play some defense at a level he needs. So that's where we'll begin on Hot Take Monday, because they're still not playing defense at the level he needs. All right, Hot Take Monday here on the Morning Rush. Glad you are with us. You can always listen on the Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. The Apple app or Google Play Store is where you go in. You just search Hit That Line. The app will pop up. It's free to download, free to use. We'll never ask you for any money. You can go in there and you can listen live. You can watch live. You can find all your favorite shows on demand. It's all there in the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Let's talk to Eric, who's in Fort Smith. Eric, go ahead. You're on the Morning Rush.
Good morning, fellas. Are y'all doing all right, staying warm?
We are. What's up, Eric?
Well, I wanted to weigh in on these 2 basketball games we just had, both the men's and the women's. I don't see the Kentucky-Arkansas game as a collegiate game. That right there was a junior high school grunge match. That's all it was. I have not seen the level of unsportsmanlike conduct in a game as I did in that game. That was ridiculous. But the women's team, now that was a good game to watch. I can't remember her name, but I think it's 32. Man, she should play on the Arkansas Razorback football team. That girl could take a hit. Anyway, I'll listen. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and have a good one.
All right, thank you, Eric.
What do you think about Doug Shows in this game? Because
Just-
Arkansas got, let's be honest, Arkansas got the benefit of the calls. Diamante's yelling at the camera. That's not a technical. That's not a.
You don't know that. You don't know what he said.
I mean, I watched.
You don't know what he said.
I watched Darius
What'd he say?
Acuff. I watched Darius Acuff hit that pull up through that layup, look directly at the Kentucky guy and say something. They did again. Arkansas got the benefit of the calls, and you still couldn't find a win this game. How many times have you left a Kentucky game or watched an Arkansas-Kentucky game and feel like, man, we just didn't get the calls today? Arkansas got them. And in that stretch that everyone was complaining about in that game, those were fouls on Arkansas. Malik held Noah. There was another one that was clear foul. And I'm just thinking to myself, you have all these fans complaining. It's like they're just fouling them. It's like, I don't know. Not only did you play this Kentucky team at home and you're a better basketball team, but you got the benefit of the calls in the game, and you still lost. That's where I'm hangered. That's where I'm hot here on a Hot Take Monday. It's for, like, if you're complaining about the officiating after the game, outside of, like, that, and I realize you're trying to reel it in. There was a little bit of a back and forth with Malik Ewan and Otega Owe, which I wish they would fight as much during the actual game than they tried to after the fact. And when the game was over, just like, if you're going to act like a tough guy, do it in the game. Don't do it after the play. Like, that's what this team needs. Is the front court right now is so pedestrian relative to what John Calipari has assembled over the years. Nick Pringle, 0 points. I know Carter's not part of that front court, but he has 0 points. They talked about that after the game. It's like, if you're going to act that way, then act like that during the game, not after the play.
Arkansas had 2 more fouls called on them than Kentucky, if you want to measure it that way. Kentucky shot 4 more free throws than Arkansas, if you want to measure it that way.
There are late game fouls. I mean,
I don't think that's. I don't think that's how you. I don't think that's how you jump in. This was a game that both teams required the officials to be more involved than they wanted to be. Fair? Because I don't think they wanted it. You know, I mean, how many games have we seen with this many F1s, technical fouls?
They had 3 technicals in 38 seconds.
You know, the game required that. Kentucky had a moment, like you said, where they lost their cool and got 3 technicals. I don't completely disagree with you, Ty, on what you're saying when he was looking at the camera, but you don't know what was said. I don't know what was said. He blocked the shot, and it's not uncommon when a player blocks a shot to say something like, get that bleep out of here, or taunt his opponent. we also have a pandemic in the sport where anytime there's a camera, somebody's got to flex for it. Now that's not necessarily a technical foul, and I think that's what got him. But you got to be a smart enough guy in that moment. Hey, we just had 2 players lock up over here. A guy standing over him led to a technical foul. The game is chippy. I can't do something stupid. So, and I don't think the players responded to the moment as well as they needed to. And, as far as what the officials had to do, I think that the play and the chippiness of the game required them to get this involved. I don't think these were. Do you think any of this was an overreach?
Yeah, just
the game required it.
I mean, again, we could agree to disagree on that.
You don't think these technical fouls were merited?
I would just like certain officials. To me, and you can say all you want about Doug Shouse being a Final Four ref or not, but I like when I don't know an official's name. And you talk about being in front of the cameras.
Probably means they're not
Doug Shouse likes the attention. True. He had the it's like
I couldn't find the
that
audio.
That game turned into a ref show.
I mean, at times it did. And listen, it's the balancing act. It's a back and forth rivalry game and whatnot.
So what do you think would have happened in that game had they not assessed technical fouls? Had they not tried to rein it in? What do you think was going to happen then?
Someone was going to get really hurt.
There's going to be a fight. You were going to lose total control of the contest. So you think they should have just backed out and just let them go at it? I mean, because that's your only other option. Because that game was going to go off the rails if someone didn't reel it in. You agree with that?
I guess. I mean, at the end of the game, TV still jerked no one threw them around, even after the
6 technical
sometimes
fouls.
It just happened.
That's what the team needs, Ty, is they need to be given technical fouls every single game until they learn that you're going to piss the game away in these key moments by being that stupid.
Yeah,
and technical fouls.
And they got the benefit of their opponent was just as dumb as we were at times.
It was like the free throw shooting. Arkansas struggled from the line. Kentucky struggled from the line. Arkansas had those dumb technical fouls. Kentucky had the dumb technical fouls. They did shoot the ball a lot better than you did, especially from the 3-point line.
I just don't know what else you wanted the officials to do in this game. I guess stand by and just watch them fist fight, I guess, because that's where the game was headed.
There's no sense in arguing about that anymore. Just we're going to be on different sides.
Well, I mean, again, what do you want? How did you want that to play out? You think it would? I mean, what do you suggest should have been done?
Talking is part of the game of basketball. You could call tech on every single play. There's trash talking on every single play.
I don't agree with that.
Single one.
No.
All you have to do is be on the sidelines at a game and listen. It's not coach to coach. Players do this all day long. Okay? You could call it's just like holding in football.
Ty, these weren't
you could
trash
call someone.
Talking. This wasn't trash talking.
This goes outside of the spirit of the game.
Did you not watch the game? This was players standing over someone taunting after knocking him to the floor. This was you and kicking a guy in the head, whether it was accidental or not.
Listen,
he got kicked in the head.
We're diverting from.
No, you're saying this was all 6 technicals for trash talking. That's not what happened. These were physical acts.
Okay. Garrison's trash talking. Diamante's trash talking.
He was standing over his opponent after he knocked him to the floor. I mean, what are you talking about?
Again, that's why I'm trying to divert this. You keep taking it.
I'm just trying to insert facts of what actually happened, and you're like wanting to erase the fact of what happened.
I'm trying to move on from this. Can we move on?
I mean, I just think we need to be smarter players. We need to be a smarter team.
How many times have I said that on the show?
We act dumb at times.
With TB, with the end of the game, his thing in Michigan State and various things. I've said that multiple times. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
I mean, that's what makes. The thing is, we are capable of so much more than what we are. Can you agree with that? This team you said before, this team is not going to Indianapolis. They'll be lucky to get to the second weekend. I don't know why everyone is so caught up in this basketball team when you look at the offense, you look at the razzle dazzle and whatnot. It's kind of like an explosive offensive team of any sport, of any variety. And when it comes to push time to shove and the shots aren't going in like they weren't on Saturday, Darius goes, 0 for 4, 0 for 5 to start. No one really helps him out. This team doesn't have a defensive backbone to help them out. It's they don't have, insinuating that this team is capable. They have not shown us defensively they are.
if you want to reference something,
not consistently.
No, not at all. Like
I wouldn't go that
think
far.
about the big time wins. They've had to do it with offense, not defense. The Texas Tech win, the Louisville win. Those weren't because they played particularly great defense. It's their offense exploded in those basketball games. This has been an Achilles heel of this team since the start of this season, and nothing has changed. Cal can reference this. Malik can talk about it after the game. You have 2 freshman guards that don't play defense, great offensive players, going to be gifted at the next level, but they don't play defense. So when you don't have an explosive offensive night like on Saturday, you're not going to win. And I don't know why everyone's so caught up in this basketball team going deep in the tournament when they don't play defense.
Is it because they can't or they won't?
Freshmen can't play defense. Name a great college basketball player as a freshman year. It just doesn't happen.
Anthony Davis. I mean, you can.
Is this because the team can't play defense or they won't play defense?
I'm with Tommy. They won't.
I don't think they're that gifted to play. We would have seen it already against good teams, against good competition. When they play good competition like Otega Owe, he scores 20-something points. I don't see, and I hope I'm wrong, but that's I've been nailing this for weeks. They don't have a front court that's capable.
It's obvious they choose not to play defense. I don't think it's because they can't. I think it's because they won't. And athletically, and we talked about this, and I think we agree. This team's as physically talented and physically gifted as about anybody in the country. I mean, when you just do the eye test and you want to get off the bus test, this team's about as good as anybody.
But when they play a team that's more athletic,
I don't think there's many teams more athletic.
Has more link like they did on Saturday.
Kentucky's one of those
They
teams,
show
yes.
up, and they lose the basketball game. So they again, and Cal talked about that. I think there was one rebound between DJ Malik and Darius. This team doesn't gain rebound. They rely on their front court. They rely on TB or Nick or Malik, whoever's in there. Now you're going to have to figure out, like with Carter's outing, like do you play him and Billy at the same time? Billy had himself another really good game. I feel like we've been saying that for several weeks now. I hope you're right, but go look at the big time games. They don't win because of good defense when they've won games this year. They won because they explode offensively. And so when you go, what did they go? 3 of 17 from the 3-point line. TB hit 2, and I think Darius hit 1.
Yeah,
they're not. I mean,
at least they only shot 14 of them. Because we've seen this team also go 3 of 23 or some number like that.
And earlier this week they beat Oklahoma going 3 of 17, so you were able to again survive.
Yeah, but
that type of value.
You were playing a much better team than OU. Hey, it is Super Bowl week, so if you haven't downloaded the Bet Saracen app, do that now. When you get the Bet Saracen app, you can use the promo code WELCOME. You can get $125 in free bets with your first $25 deposit. There is a ton of promotions. And, Ty, I know I guess the Super Bowl is probably the biggest prop bet event in the world, right?
I wouldn't
think anything had
Gatorade color, all that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. National Anthem link, coin toss winner, all these things that you can have a lot of fun. I mean, these aren't things you're going to put a hundo on, but maybe $5 on who wins the coin toss or the length of the national anthem or those type of things. So it's a fun event for a lot of people. Set up your Bet Saracen app this week. Be ready for the biggest sporting event of the year, as they say. It's the Super Bowl this Sunday, and you can have all the fun with the Bet Saracen app.
So Arkansas lost the battle, but can you win the war? The war of who makes it farther in the tournament this upcoming March. Arkansas made it just as long as Kentucky did last year, and I know that loss was painful for them. This one sucked on Saturday. It's not the end of the world. Arkansas 6-3 at this point. You've got a tougher back end of your schedule, not these first 3 games, even though 2 of them are on the road, but the games following that. I mean, Alabama got housed, I know, in Gainesville on Saturday, but that's going to be a tough
Sunday,
team to beat.
Sunday,
excuse me. You've still got Florida on the road, best front court of basketball. If you think you got out-rebounded in this game, my goodness gracious, I don't know if the front court's ready for
paint points.
Yeah, which is an SEC record in 20 years, I think, Colton, is what it is. So that's a really good basketball team that you're going to have to face off against. Plus, A&M won again. The Aggies won again in Athens by 15. We're going to have to start talking about this team winning the league. Bucky McMillan, as of this point, is the coach of the year in the SEC. That game, you get them at home. You don't have to go to College Station. Again, several games halfway through the season. A lot of opportunities left for Arkansas, and right now you're tied for third.
So you mentioned them coming here. You got 4 home games left: Auburn, Missouri, A&M, Texas. And we've talked about you can afford to lose one home game. Question now is you've lost that home game. Can you win these last 4? Auburn's your next one, February 14th. Missouri and A&M later this month, and then Texas is in March. Can you go 4-0 against those teams at Bud Walton?
I didn't I didn't expect this loss come this early. I thought it would be a lot closer, but I don't know if you can necessarily do that based on kind of what you've seen from this team. I hope that you don't lose a game the rest of the way, and you'll probably win 1 or 2 that you're not necessarily expecting to, or will be closer.
Because I see some road losses coming up at Alabama, at Florida. The Missouri game at the end, you could probably win that. Now, you should win your next 2 games, which are both on the road. Mississippi State and LSU should be wins. That's why I was talking about breaking the last 9 down into 3-game chunks. You ought to have a good chance to go 3-0 in these next 3.
Unless Hubbard goes for like 55, which he could do.
Yeah, I mean, because he's an elite point guard in this league.
Picking on those freshmen.
But that's a game that with basically a week's prep, you need to be ready for. All right, off and running. What do you think? Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open where you can call or text with us here this morning and break it all down. The Fitzman's back at it today. We can finally see like earth out there, beyond the streets, like the grass in your front yard is starting to show up, and the Fitzman can get out and help measure your new fence, gate, powered automatic gates, security fencing, and more. 782-3936 is the number, 479-782-3936, or see examples of their work online at thefencemanAR.com.
All right, we're going to get to your text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline here on Hot Take Monday. Still got our hog update. Going to hear more from John Calipari, Malik Thomas on this loss. Morning Rush Daily Questions coming up. Plus, we'll tell you who's coming to Razorback Stadium this July. That's coming up here next on the Morning Rush.
Listen to that last segment, I promise you, it sounded like I walked into a barbershop and listened to 2 old men just go at it. That was great.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help, because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
They out-toughed us.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, Pig.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Mallet has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
Garth Brooks, entertaining son of a gun. Yeah. Oh, you was told to ask about the $300 they gave, $300,000. Garth, hey, Kyle. Garth paid $300K for us to resod our field. We rewatered it. Hey, poor old Garth, we still got that $300K too.
So that was the first concert in Razorback Stadium, Garth Brooks, that Sam Pittman was talking about on that SEC podcast. Well, just announced before the weekend that Arkansas had partnered leading up to the weekend. Where did that go? Red Oak Group?
Yeah, there's a
Oak View Group.
Yeah, they book concerts like this.
And then Hunter said, big announcement coming Monday. Well, that big announcement is that Tommy's favorite artist, Jelly Roll, and Post Malone and Carter Faith are coming to Razorback Stadium Saturday, July 11th. This is a combination that I think is going to do really well. I got to look at my calendar to see if I can go. I would like to. I don't listen to a lot of Jelly Roll. I've listened to plenty of Post Malone. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who Carter Faith is. I'm going to have to do some research on her. But this is something I think people are excited about.
Well, I'm just glad they're doing it. I mean, I'll go if someone in my house really, really wants to go. This one's one I could sit out, but I'm glad they're doing it. And it's going to listen, these guys are wildly popular, so I expect they'll have, I don't know if it'll be Garth big crowd, and I sure hope the wind isn't what it was the day Garth came in here. Probably won't be in July, but I'm glad they're doing these kind of things, and I'm interested to learn more about, we heard Coach Pittman, the former Arkansas coach, talking about the $300,000 they got to keep for rewatering the field because they'd paid to resod it, thinking it'd kill all the grass. I don't know how much does the university financially benefit from this. My understanding from the Garth deal is you made most of your money on the parking because the parking wasn't cheap, and the U of A got a lot of that. I don't know what the expenses are to put one of these on, but we're going to see more of these non-traditional revenue sources to help fund things that, we talked about last week with the Board of Trustees meeting, come up with another $5 or $6 million a year from the athletic department. Well, here's one way you do it.
Opportunities to do it in not just Razorback Stadium, but also Bud Walton Arena. Tennessee, NC State, Houston, Texas are some of the other schools that participate in this type of thing with Oakview Group. So looking forward.
I'm excited because, there are artists that, the AMP does a great job of bringing in a lot of great artists, and there's good crowds there. But at its best, it's around $10,000 that you can fit into the AMP. And I'll be honest, if you can get one of those reserved seats, it's a really comfortable place to go watch a show when the weather's nice. But there's a certain level of artists that facility is just, they're beyond the AMP on most nights.
Yeah.
So it's great that you can get some mega stars to come to your football stadium and probably some really good A-listers to play at Bud Walton at some point. So I'm excited that it gives you one more thing to do. Everybody gripes, we ain't got nothing to do around here. Well, here's one more thing to do. Here's one more thing that's a great amenity to living in Northwest Arkansas and Western Arkansas.
That came out, I was not expecting that.
Well, I mean, people will say that all the time,
Really?
There's nothing to do, Well, here's something else to do. So
I would like them to build a something like they have in Oklahoma City, a wakeboarding park. I think that's the next thing coming to Northwest Arkansas.
Wakeboarding park. They've got something like that at I don't know about in Fort Smith at Parrot Island. The highly discussed Parrot Island has they call it what, flow rider or something. You can basically surf. I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
Does he get any residual income from that since they're using his name, the artist?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. Probably should.
Okay.
I can probably get you out there if you want to try that out.
I can't remember the last time I attempted that.
It's more surfing than wakeboarding.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'd last on that. Arkansas falls to Kentucky 85-77. Cal after the game.
Why would you do stuff to get technicals in a ball game like that? I don't get it. Instead of that, you ready for this? Fight to go get rebounds. Don't do that stuff. There's no place for it in our game.
And if you're an opposing coach, you're never like telling your players, "Hey, you should bait Arkansas." But the playbook's out on this team. And I know like what you're balancing with how many incidents Kentucky had in this game, but I mean when you look at some of the losses this season, Arkansas loses its cool. And that's sometimes just an element of a basketball team or a football team or whatever. But
is that a mental weakness? Could you say that, or is it immaturity?
It's
you got some young players, but you got older guys that should be mentally stronger.
Who are the Texan?
Well, the older guys.
Malik and TV. I mean, I'm trying to think of one that Darius or Malik Thomas had this season. Nothing's coming to mind. I think that's what's all around. You're just, when it comes down to it, you're mad. You felt like you should have beat your arch rival coming into Bud Walton. They're a lesser team in the eyes of you, and you didn't get it done. And so everyone's pointing fingers. I'm not necessarily say the players themselves, but there's just a lot of effects after this game on a negative side following a loss like that. And hopefully, again, got a week off till Saturday. They bounce back.
All right, that's your Hog Update. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, 2 locations, Fort Smith and in Salisaw. So in Arkansas and Oklahoma, Jackie can put her over 13 years of experience to work for you. If you've been in a car wreck recently and it may have had something to do with the ice, maybe not. But if you found yourself in a fender bender or a personal injury accident, Let Jackie take care of all the details on that for you. Deal with the insurance company, deal with the other person's insurance company, and make sure you are treated the way you should be treated in that. Slip and fall cases, dog bite cases, she understands it all. 479-769-1505, 769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
My dad will not be going to Post Malone and Jelly Roll at McLean Stadium in Baylor. He just texted me. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up, and more reaction to the game this weekend.
Find us on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help, because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm just getting off my foot a little bit. I'm great.
This is the Morning Rush.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Winter's here, and as the temperature drops, energy use can go up. That means so can your bills. At Arkansas Oklahoma Gas, we know managing energy costs isn't always simple, and we're here to help. We offer practical energy-saving tips, convenient payment options, and connections to assistance programs to help you through the season. Whether you're planning ahead or looking for extra support, our team is ready to help you explore your options. Learn more at aogc.com/winter.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Hi, everybody. This is Chris George from Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville. You need a jeweler you can trust to do all the things that you need. like repairs or custom work or one-of-a-kind treasures, spring gift occasions. We have affordable gifts for every need. Quality natural diamonds, beautiful lab-grown diamonds, silver and natural stones, chains, necklaces, rings, whatever you need. Come see us at Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville.
Okay, guys, quick PSA. Forgetting Valentine's Day flowers is not the move. Get it right this year. Send farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. And right now, get 25% off with code CANTY. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game, so order now. Go to Books.com and use code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
Arkansas fans, get fired up at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for Tex-Mex and Arkansas Game Day. Catch Arkansas basketball games live on our big TV screens. And when you wear your Arkansas gear, score half-price apps and cheap taps. Enjoy complimentary chips and homemade salsa, fresh and made from scratch every day. Don't miss Joe's Mexican-inspired daily specials, fast, friendly service, and the best game day fun in town. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
I thought we had a really good discussion earlier in the show, if you weren't with us at the outset, about Arkansas and their defense. Morning Rush Daily Question. Is it they can't play a high level of defense or they won't? I mean, I look at this team and I see as athletically gifted a group as you've seen in a long time at Arkansas. I think they match up real well against other teams, and Saturday's game was against an opponent that athletically was very gifted too. But I see a team that just doesn't make a commitment on the defensive end. Ty, you make some good points that against the better teams they've played so far, they haven't played good defense. They've won a lot of these games by scoring 80-plus points. But is this a matter of can't play defense or won't play defense to a level that could, put them in the driver's seat in games like we saw Saturday? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question. Can this team, they can't play defense or they won't play defense?
Oh, I think like DJ Wagner's one of the team's best defenders. Trevin's shown that he can be a really good defender. Had 2 or 3 blocks in this game. Malik Ewan is unfortunately not a great defender.
Nope.
Nick Pringle is at times.
He's a better defender than offensive player usually.
Your lines in football set the tone, defensive, offensive line, and that affects the rest of your defense. The same could be said about your shooting guard and guard. So when those guys are not good defenders, which Darius and Malik aren't, that affects the rest of your defense. Guys have to help quicker, big men, wings, whatever. Like Billy's a good defender, Carter's a good defender, front court, it's just kind of hit and miss, but they're not. And so like the can't versus won't, I don't know if freshmen can get to the point where they're elite defenders in their first year. And I just think it's very rare, I should say. So I don't know if they can. Because if those guys can't play defense, it doesn't matter what your wings and front court can do. That's where I kind of feel on that.
I'm with you, Tommy. I think it's a won't thing. Matt Jones has put me on this subscription of thinking that playing defense, whether it be football, basketball, when you switch to baseball, whatever it is, playing defense is an absolutely 100% a mindset. You don't have to have any ball skills with the actual basketball in your hands to be a good defender. And there are tons of players that have made millions of dollars in the NBA and have had great collegiate careers being good defenders. And that's kind of what you need from some of these guys is somebody to step up and decide to be a good defender every single time that they go out there. Hog Wild and Van Buren has been on this for a long time. It's the future draft picks of Don Calipari brought to you by the Arkansas Razorbacks. These guys aren't motivated to play team defense because they're all just there to get a paycheck and things like that. I don't necessarily subscribe to that, but you could see how easy it is to get that way. You want to get to the NBA, get buckets. They don't care about defense up there either. So
yeah, I'm kind of on your line. I think this is an identity crisis, so to speak. Which are you? Are you a defensive first team or an offensive first team? I think we know the answer. And I think some of it's about identity and what you want to be. And I think this team chooses to be offensive first and about stats, about numbers, about highlights, about dunks. I think if you could block a shot every time, they do that. That was reality. That's their favorite part of defense, right? So, and defense is hard. Yeah. Defense is the most effort-ridden part of the game because you got to move your feet. You got to stay in front of your guy. You got to be willing to take another human being running through your chest and trying to get an offensive foul on the opponent. Defense is the hardest part of the game. Well, who relishes the hardest part of anything? I think it's about identity and what you want to be. What do you consider yourself first? And with Musselman, the identity was clear. You were a defensive first team. There's a lot of comparisons that, when Clay was with us routinely, that, the comparisons with Eddie Sutton's days. Nolan was all about it, and the game was different then because you could play the full court press and you could get
Hand
belly
checking.
to belly, and all those things were
He played
allowed.
12 guys.
Yeah, but now, that's not the way the game's played. So I think it's about how this team views themselves, what they want to be known for, and what their identity is, and it's not defense first.
Andy says, I agree, defense and rebounding is his efforts. I'm going to go with they can but won't. Jeff says they can't. He thinks they're mentally soft. Josh says there's no defense in the NBA is misleading. The players are just so good offensively that they look like they're not playing defense at times. I think for Malik and Darius, who are here 1 year, at least the expectation from my vantage point is they're going to be gone after this season. If you want your NCAA tournament run to end early, then if they keep playing defense like they are. If they don't, if they want to go beyond and have a memorable NCAA tournament run as true freshmen, probably the only time they're going to be on campus, then you have to do that. And Malik was straightforward.
Defensive accountability, pretty much rebounding.
I mean, that's what he talked about the improvement with this week. Again, it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to actually implement it and do it. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas is at Cart Pass Social. They've got TVs everywhere. It's a perfect place for your event as well. It's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622. Let Christian Olsen, Nate Garahan take care of your next event at Cart Pass Social. To the Lewis Automotive Group hotline we go. Melvin is in Sheridan. Melvin, fire away, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Well, I think it's can't and won't, and I do think this team is mentally soft. How do you take two starters from last year and let two freshman guards just keep you to the bench and make you look like you shouldn't have been there to begin with? I don't get that. There's no way Wagner and Knox should be being this badly outplayed by two freshman guards. Not as good as they was last year. Something's happened. And the only thing you can think of is they let them beat them. They let them beat them out and send them to the beach. What y'all saw?
Well, I think A-Cup's really good. I think that's one reason Boogie Flan's down in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
Darius A-Cup is really, really good.
Is he good enough that your only NBA prospect from last year really can't play? What?
Are you talking about Carter, Melvin?
Yes. How can Carter Knox be a big a flop as he is? It's got to be between his ears.
Well, he has started a lot of games this year until recently.
But what has he done?
Well,
nothing really. Not what we expect. How are you going to be a first round draft choice when you can't even really deserve minutes on this team?
Well, Cal got
asked
about him after.
Hang on, Melvin.
I met with Carter after because I told him we're not winning without you playing. But Billy is playing with so much emotion and passion, he deserves to be on the floor, which may mean I got to play both of them because Carter is a terrific player. But, when you're getting beat the balls and Billy goes in and rebounds and does stuff and all that, I'm not going to cheat Billy. But, we need him to win.
I get where your frustration is coming from, Melvin, because I know Carter would tell you he didn't have a great performance. Only took one shot in this game. And he's had other games this season where he's impacted the game outside of scoring. just didn't necessarily get that, and it helped. I mean, it didn't help that Billy came in and really was a lightning strike for this basketball team.
Is that he's not aggressive. If somebody's telling him let the game come to him, he needs to come and go get some of that game. I want this kid to be awesome, and it just looks like him and Wagner are two whoop pups, and they gonna let the freshmen take their feet out of the bowl. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. They ought to be tough as all get out, and not let them get all the glory. If you understand what I'm saying.
But isn't it a team game? So isn't it? Don't you say something good about a young man that's willing to sacrifice his own minutes, his own play for the betterment of the team if it's better overall for them to do that?
You think he's choosing that, though?
If it makes the team better overall, but don't you think every dog ought to get to eat?
Well, let's just,
if they're a true dog,
let's just think about this. So at this point last season, I want to say Arkansas was either 2-6 or 3-6. Might have even been 2-7. You're 6-3. I know the world feels like it's coming down right now because you just lost to your most hated rival in a game you felt like you should win. But Melvin, they're tied for third place, and they're right in the thick of the SEC hunt. And I know it's hard to reconcile because you got punked on Saturday, but they're still very much in the mix for this league. And the schedule's going to heat up after these next 3 games, and just kind of see where they're at that point.
Hey, bud, I'm not concerned about the record. I'm concerned about the tournament. And like Cal says, I don't see us doing nothing without Knox and Wagner. And that means getting their head right. Them guys can play defense. They proved that last year in the tournament.
Melvin,
I'm not sure the 2 freshmen can play defense, honestly.
Melvin, thanks for the call. I think Fran Fraschilla said it best. I don't think we have the clip, but he said this is a team that's got a Final Four offense and a first-round defense. And I think that's a great way to sum up where Arkansas is at. You got an offense that can get to the Final Four. You got a defense that's going to get you knocked out the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes back to can or won't in my mind, because I just don't think your athleticism turns off on one end of the floor and turns on the other.
Mark, responding to Melvin's point there, says Knox and DJ haven't gotten any better. They're worse. That's either a lack of talent or effort. Cal said himself Knox was getting beat to balls on the floor. Greg is on Highway 45. Greg, you got about 30 seconds. Go ahead.
All right. Thanks, guys. How tall was Bill Russell? 6'9"?
Yeah, give or take.
How tall was Corliss Williamson? 6'8"?
Maybe.
How tall was Sidney Moncraft? 6'4".
Yeah.
Who's the Arkansas leading history rebounder? A 6'4" guard. How many rebounds did Cal said our guards got Saturday night?
1.
It's the want to, fellas. It's mental. Kentucky gets hammered by a team that we beat by 25, and we're just showing up. We're going to win. You can't do that in the SEC. It's just like in pro football when you got a team that lost 6 straight against a team that's in first place. It's the want to. And right now, Cal has to get them to want to.
We appreciate the call. And
I agree with Greg.
Greg, I hope what this game showed is, I don't know if the team felt like they could walk into this game and win going away just based off talent alone. I mean, I'm not a big moral victory guy, but maybe they can learn a lot more from this loss heading into and having a lot more to think about. Hopefully they get in the gym and shoot some free throws and some lawn balls because, man, they've struggled the last few games. Hour number 2 coming up. More reaction. We'll continue to take your calls on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline as we continue on a Hot Take Monday.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to look. And service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help because at Sutherlands, home starts here.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is The Morning Rush.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Like when you eat the delectable new mini taco salad, you don't need a mini taco salad fork. The fork that comes in the bag is fine. Just like the beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. Just as good though. Try Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu for $3 or less today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Tax extra.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, Sawyers-sunrooms.com.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
What's new at the Golf Nut in 2026? A lot. New tailor-made ID4 woods, hybrids, and irons are in stock January 29th. The all-new Ping G440K driver and Ping S259 wedges also arrive January 29th. And coming soon, Callaway Quantum Woods and Hybrids February 13th with irons landing February 27th. Step inside our newly remodeled retail space, check out the simulation bays, and experience our new fitting and lesson bay featuring 3 high-speed cameras filming at 120 frames per second. The Golf Nut, where your best game starts.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies are high this afternoon, expected to warm all the way up into the upper 50s. Cloudy skies overnight, low will drop down into the middle 30s, but turning to rise into the low 40s overnight. Partly to mostly sunny, a high near 50 on Tuesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush. This hour of the Morning Rush is powered by Busch Light. Busch Light, the coldest and smoothest light lager there is.
Free throw line extended. They drop it into Aika. Back to Richmond. Billy to the rim and a one-hand jam. Hawks are up by one. It's 52-51.
All the coaches are telling their players, go to your respective locker rooms. Yep. Although some of the Kentucky players are coming over, they want to shake hands.
Of course they do. They want. Why would you do stuff to get technicals in a ball game like that? I don't get it. Instead of that, you ready for this? Fight to go get rebounds. Don't do that stuff. There's no place for it in our game. Kentucky coming in more desperate than us and played way rougher than we played and came up with balls that we just didn't come up with, including our guards. I mean, when you talk about all our guard stuff, our guards got like one rebound. Can't be that way. Halfway through, 6-3. Not exactly what we wanted.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Busch. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
They out-toughed us.
Well, that seems to be the storyline from Saturday's 85-77 loss to the Kentucky Wildcats. We're reacting to it here on a Hot Take Monday, taking your reactions as well here at 877-377-6963 on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. A couple other topics we want to get into this hour. The Oakview Group, the announcement that we'll tell you about momentarily that's been made this morning, who's coming to Razorback Stadium this summer. So Catherine O'Hara passed away. It's Super Bowl week, and we got a few other things we want to get to. We didn't ask this question last week. I want to ask about renewing your season tickets for football, being that there's been some donation ticket levels that have gone up.
And I had a conversation with the foundation on Friday, so maybe we can shed a little bit more light on that as well. Hey, we mentioned this earlier. There's 4 home games left for the basketball season this year, and it begins with Auburn on the 14th of February. Missouri A&M is going to be a huge game in Texas. And single-game tickets are available to cheer on the high-flying Hogs as they heat up Bud Walton Arena. Single-game tickets right now available for every remaining game, and they're very thin, and a lot of them are singles, but you can get in the building. Go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com. That's ArkansasRazorbacks.com. And if you're not going to use your tickets, give them to a friend or some family member or to Ty or to me or somebody, and we'll use them and go to the game. If not, you can transfer those tickets as well, and more details are online at ArkansasRazorbacks.com to get them in the hands of veterans, students, school teachers, first responders, and more. That's ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
You think about those remaining home games that you're referencing. A&M right now, number 1 team in the league. Auburn, who beat your you-know-what in the jungle earlier this season. Missouri is a team been up, been down this season, and then Texas to end your home schedule. So you've got some good games remaining. You're the Arkansas Razorbacks. Cal, honest after the game why they lost?
They out-toughed us. The thing we talked about rebounding, they out-rebounded us by 9-10 rebounds. And we said you're not winning the game unless you do that. And then throw on top of it, we didn't make free throws again. I mean, we shot air ball from the what? I mean, so when you get in this kind of game and you get rattled a little bit, that's the kind of stuff that happens.
At one point in the season, Arkansas was uncharacteristically knocking down their free throws relative to what some of Cal teams have been. Now they're unfortunately settling back into some of what Cal's teams have been in the past, been plagued by free throws. Blake Ewan air balls, one of the technicals. Darius misses a 1-and-1 in the first half. There were moments during that game. And again, Kentucky, it's not like they shot the lights out either. They were in the 60% as well. But to have that, I feel like consecutive, and you parlay that with the missed threes, Just not what you needed from this basketball team Saturday.
No, I mean, they're free throws for a reason. And you get in physical games, and sometimes you get fewer free throws. And I thought, when you look at the free throw attempt numbers in this game, 60% shooting. I mean, you're fortunate Kentucky was just as bad.
They missed
as
one
you
more
were.
than you.
Yeah, you're just as. I mean, Kentucky got to the line, and you mentioned now there were some late fouls that Arkansas was trying to stop the clock, but free throws were pretty well even. But they were 63% from the line. You were 61. They missed 11. If they would have been on and shooting 80%,
it's a 20-point game almost.
Well, I don't know if it's that, but it's 4 or 5 more than it was, and it's probably not as close at the end. And those are momentum swings. So, you're fortunate that Kentucky wasn't making a bunch of their free throws as well.
Yeah, here's what Cal said about those.
We shoot 49%, almost 50%, but we're 3 for 14 and 60% from the line. Well, then you're not going to win.
So Cal said after the game, he's giving the guys Sunday and today off. Then they'll get ready for Mississippi State this week. I would think if I was a player, for example, like Malik Ewan taking ownership for the Houston game, missing a bunch of free throws, it's like, hey, that's on me. I got to give in. I would think that you're just going to the gym without practice. Like you're trying to get into the Eddie practice facility and free throws because, I mean, how many times can you think of an NCAA tournament game coming down to free throws? And I know we're looking ahead to a month and a half from now.
But hang on. Should a coach at any level really have to take a bunch of real practice time, the 2 or 2.5 hours you've got as a team, and dedicate that to free throws?
No, that's something.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's something that's individual work.
Mm-hmm.
You want to work. I mean, that's not what team practice is about. So you're spot on that these players got to take individual responsibility. And, Fran Fraschilla noted it during the broadcast, you can't practice a technical free throw in front of 20,000 people with no one on the lane. But mentally, you've got to figure out how to get your teammates to help you through that. You got to mentally psych yourself up for that. I don't know how you do that. I haven't been in that moment. But an air ball, that has to be as embarrassing a moment as you can have as a player. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about trash talking earlier in the game. Well, that isn't going to subside or curb any of the trash talking when you airball a free throw.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, that's something you got to figure out. I think we're making too much of that moment. I think if any of us went and shot 200 free throws today, we're going to airball a few. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it's going to be.
So, if you're 6-3 through the first 9 games of SEC play, halfway through this season, can you go 6-3? I mean, I'm gonna put the Florida is an automatic loss. I don't know how confident I am about A&M, being that they're starting to, and I say starting to, that's the best team in the SEC. They won again in Athens this week.
But
can you go? You do get them here. Can you go 6-3? Can you finish the season 12-6 in conference play, which will be right around the top 4 seed, being that Kentucky beat you? They've got the tiebreaker over you if it comes down to that head-to-head. But can you do that in these remaining 9 games? It's a heck of a lot better than 8-10 last year, and would give you, I would think, a top 5 or 6 seed.
What's your guys' confidence level on winning the next 2? Road game at Mississippi State on Saturday after a full week of rest, and then at LSU, a team you've already beaten.
I think they can win both of those games
because I don't think you can go 6-3 if you don't win those 2.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think you got to win the next 3 in order to go 6-3, because I don't think you're going to win at Auburn, at Alabama. You got to beat Auburn at home. So you got to win the next 2 on the road. And I said earlier, I got to break these down into 3 segments, 3 game segments in what you got left. Mississippi State, LSU, both road games, home for Auburn. To me, that's a stretch you really need to go 3-0 to have a chance to finish 12-6.
It's 2 road games, both of which are in environments that do not intimidate anybody. I mean, it's the Hump Dump, and they're playing at LSU.
You tell me the Pete Maravich Center isn't hostile?
No, it doesn't give me
anything.
Lost
there before. At Alabama.
Lost there, but it's not. They're not very good this year.
I get it. At Alabama, home for Missouri and Texas A&M. You got to beat Missouri at home. You could afford to go 1-2 in this stretch, but it puts all the pressure on the back end. So, but you really need to win those 2 home games, and I don't think you're going to win at Alabama. And then your final 3 games at Florida, home for Texas, at Missouri. So 6-3 is really doable, but it has to start with 2 road wins against Mississippi State. It really needs to start with a 3-0 run and evening up what you did with Auburn at third place. You got to beat them here. So let's worry about, in my mind, let's get these next 3. You're probably going to be back near the top. You're tied for third right now with 3 losses. But win these next 3, and you're probably in a pretty good position to be in that top 4 with 6 games to go.
Tell you what else we hadn't talked about in the first hour and 10 minutes this morning here on the Morning Rush is Malik Thomas's foot, ankle, I don't know. After the game, he's in a boot, gets asked about it.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm just getting off my foot a little bit. I'm great.
So you do have the week off, which he's already got that bruise on his left hand. And, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what happened during the course of the game, but, I mean, he's in a walking boot after. So you speculate. I don't know. I mean, hopefully he's fine for
I mean,
for
I wear
Saturday.
a walking boot around all the time, don't you?
Yeah, no. That's
No.
why that's what, like.
The fashion statement,
Yeah,
right?
and I wonder, it's just like, okay, if he's dealing with already something, and most guys are pretty dinged up at this point of the season. That's just how it is. But that was something else that you just kind of want to monitor, like when the SEC availability comes out on Friday. I hope I don't see Malik Thomas's name on there, but that's just kind of what we saw after the game.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that. But Coach Cal's, I guess Coach Cal, his radio show's back tonight, right? And it'll be interesting after he's watched the film and get to hear from him again what he's got to say, following this game.
Well, this team has to find a way to be more than Darius Acuff. Darius 0 for 4 to start, and I'm not trying to pile on him. I'm just saying what happened. He did not score a field goal until I think there was 14 minutes that have been off the clock, something like that.
He was just 2 for 10 in the first half.
Yeah, it's just, and listen, Otega Owe, who not only gave Arkansas 24 points, also had to guard Darius the majority of that basketball game. So not only are you exerting all the energy on the offensive end if you're Owe in Kentucky, but he's having to guard one of the best players in college basketball on the defensive end. And for the most part, with the exception of a little bit stretch, Owe got the better of Darius in that basketball game. And that's something to concern. It's like Kentucky, when you look at what they have, at least from a league standpoint, they're longer than Arkansas, which you can't say many times this season that's the case, either longer or about the same. I don't know if Darius handled the link that great. Cal, after the game, said he just kind of missed some shots he expects to make.
I thought the kid missed a lot of open shots, which is unusual for him, and then he missed free throws. What? So I don't know if, this has been much. Like, he has had such a fabulous season. Maybe it's piling up. I don't think so, because he's not that kind of kid. But, like, there were plays that he missed that I'm like, how did he miss that?
So let's say that this game Saturday, and I don't necessarily expect this to happen. Let's say Darius doesn't have, and I say like he went 8 for 20 and had 22. So that is a lesser or underwhelming game for Darius Acuff, who struggled in the first half and started to pick up in the second. Like you've got to get more from Carter Knox, who didn't score in the basketball game. Pringle did not score, unfortunately. Malik Thomas had 10 points off 4 of 8 shooting. If Darius struggles initially, like he did, like who else is going to step up for this basketball team? You just didn't have enough of that in the first half, and that's why Arkansas was having to battle from behind for the first 26, 24 minutes of that game, and then just didn't get enough offensively in the second half.
Yeah, and again, Cal is not a yeller and screamer. I don't think he's going to go in and yell and scream, but he is going to talk with the Coach Cal tone, and and he has mentioned this in several press availabilities, post-game. These guys got to listen to him. And, I mean, he's got the formula. I don't think all this talk lately about all-star selections and first-round draft picks, have you noticed how that's come up a lot more here lately? I don't think that's by accident. I think that's trying to make a point to this team that I know what the hell I'm doing here. Look at my resume. He's brought it up. It was brought up on the TV broadcast about all of the accolades in his coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
Ty, I think there's a point
in contract.
And what was it?
The billions in contract.
The billions,
Yeah,
$6 billion of contract.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's just an accident that organically popped up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's speaking to his team. Guys, me and this staff know what we're talking about. If you want to follow this path, if you want to be one of these draft picks, if you want to add to the $6 billion in contracts, listen to me. I think that's what he's trying to get across right now.
Yeah, and
I don't think they're listening in the way as intently as he needs them to.
Hopefully they can cut out some of the bonehead plays and techs and flagrants and stuff. And again, you stack it up. Kentucky did a lot of the same things that Arkansas did, but they shot a blistering 62% from the second half. Like, if you allow a team to shoot 60+% on the road, you're probably not going to win that basketball at home. Kevin is in Rogers this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Kevin, what do you have for us here on this Hot Take Monday?
Hey, Ty. Hey, Tommy. How we doing?
Hey, good morning. Been better. Be better if we'd won.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just got a few comments, and let me give you these comments, and then I want to listen. And, Tommy and Ty, I really felt, if Kentucky doesn't shoot themselves in the foot with those technicals, I don't know that we ever lead that game. I mean, I rewatched it. I was like, they really just came in and outplayed us. And this is, the third time out of our losses that we've played. The games that we've lost, we play teams coming off a loss that had their backs against the wall. Auburn, Georgia, and Kentucky. They're all quality teams. They're going to, be right there in the NCAA hunt, to make the tournament. I don't know if there's a trigger. And I've said this to you, Tommy and Ty. I've said this to a lot of people, probably 1,000 times till I'm blue in the face. This team is so much better when Carter Knox is playing well. The team is just different. Go back and look at his numbers against Texas Tech when we won that game on a neutral floor. He had 20 points and 8 rebounds. Where is that guy at? Louisville, same thing. Vanderbilt, same thing. Had that type of game. Maybe not as many points. But where is that guy at? And, if everybody thinks we're just going to – this is a very tricky part of our schedule. You've got some very difficult games coming up. You got 2 games you should win, but if you let Josh Hubbard score 30 or 35 points, you might lose on the road at 11 a.m. at Mississippi State. I mean, and LSU played you to the buzzer on your home floor. So, I mean, and I know being an old SWC guy, it drives me nuts to see A&M doing what they're doing, but that team is not going anywhere. No one has seen this type of style for probably 10 years. Not even Anderson's style was like what he does. His is more Nolanish. I mean, they're going to pressure you into turnovers. I mean, if you lose more than 4 games is going to win this league. I mean, and they're just a mismatch. I mean, they're, fortunately the Georgia game for A&M, they played in front of 100 people because there was a snowstorm. I really thought Georgia could win that, but, we're right there. I don't know that we could lose 6. Maybe we do. I don't know. I mean, it's A&M and Florida to win right now, in my opinion. I want to get your all's take. Great listening to y'all. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree with the A&M and Florida part there at the end. Carter Knox starts the game Saturday, but Ty doesn't play starters minutes, gets almost 16 minutes, takes 1 shot from the floor and has 1 rebound. He's had a nagging injury. I don't know if the injuries have been part of it or it's just, there's just a slip in the confidence, either from the bench or with him personally.
Yeah, and when you have Billy playing like he does, where he comes in, injects life in the basketball team, it's hard to keep him off the floor. I mean,
Cal played 28 minutes. That's starter
minutes.
Billy had starters minutes,
And Cal said it after the game.
I met with Carter after because I told him we're not winning without you playing. But Billy is playing with so much emotion and passion, he deserves to be on the floor.
Yeah, so Cal's in a situation. I mean, do you go back to Billy started for a little bit when Carter was injured or coming off that injury, I should say, and then now Carter goes back. I mean, what do you do? And I mean, there was a point where Malik Thomas was playing better than DJ Wagner, inserts Thomas into the starting lineup. DJ's not playing as much. It's just a balance act, and you roll with who's hot. If I'm Carter Knox, it's what Cal always alludes to. I try to impact the game even when I'm not scoring a ton offensively. I feel like that Billy, even though he's not scoring, like when you watch a game with Billy Richmond, he could have 15 points or he could have 4, and he's still going to impact the game the exact same way. He's going to get loose balls. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to play tenacious defense. And I don't know if you can always say that. There are times that Carter plays like that, but you don't necessarily always get that. And again, there's ebbs and flows to a season. Arkansas was never going to go undefeated in SEC play, and you really wanted that game bad. Cal tried to lessen what this game was to his team, to the media, not under the guys if they had lost, what it does, but it's there was a lot on this game, and Kentucky unfortunately played more like this game meant something a lot more than Arkansas did. And I mentioned this earlier, and I don't listen. Maybe I need to pay more attention to them at warm-ups. They were jacking around at warm-ups. And I'm thinking to myself, it made me listen. I said this earlier. Maybe they do this, and I just haven't noticed it. But I'm watching them warm up. Kentucky doesn't come out before the game. It's kind of a weird deal. For Sheila and Pash were apparently talking about this. Man, we've never seen that. But the term you practice like you play, and I know you sometimes want to be loose, but I just kind of thought to myself, I don't know if this Arkansas basketball team knows what they're in store for, and they didn't, unfortunately.
Well, and you got 19,000 plus in that building, adding a ton of energy, and
but pressure too. You've talked about that. Sometimes it's not always.
But I thought Bud Walton, and you were there, and I was watching on TV. It seemed like that building was on point and should have made it an environment that was harder on Kentucky, but it didn't seem to be the tip of the scale that it often is.
It's Groundhog Day from that game in 2020. Think about that game. Cal gets ejected. There's a lot of momentum on Arkansas side, as there was.
Still think that was a
free throw line extended. They drop it into Aka. Back to Richmond. Billy to the rim and a one-hand jam.
Billy does that.
Fake up, clears it back out, and he'll try to take Oway off the dribble. Step back three is good. Aka comes alive.
And then Darius follows it up with the layup, I think, the next possession. Arkansas's up by 4, and I'm thinking to myself, this game's over. And you're right. Cal did that on purpose 6 years ago in
100%.
January.
How many assistants were out there holding back?
Yeah, and that was exactly what it felt like. And people can refer to the game last year and what happened in Rupp, but that's what it felt like. And you're used to Kentucky, unfortunately, and we referred to this last week. It's the Texas rivalry with Arkansas basketball. While Arkansas has had some great wins against the Wildcats, you look at the record, and I don't have it in front of me. They've
16 and 37 now, or something.
They've at least doubled you up. And this, you feel like, and I still feel this way this morning, that you have the better basketball
15
team.
and 37 now.
But that's not what happened. And maybe I'm I'm trying to think of the phrase that I'm trying to use. Maybe I'm making up for the fact that Kentucky just came in and beat your butt. But I still feel that way this morning. We'll see who ends up playing out. It's the phrase okay, you lost the battle, but are you going to lose the war? Does that mean you're going to play them again in the SEC tournament or in postseason? No. But while this is a big win for them, you want to have the last laugh. And by having the last laugh, you got to go deep in the postseason. The only way you're going to do that is defensively you pick it up. Say what you said. Say what Fershilla said. That's the best quote that we've had this morning. What did Fershilla say about the team?
You got a Final Four offense and a first-round defense.
Does anyone feel like when you get into a first-round game based on how they play defensively, sure, no shot that they can lose? Because I don't. Because I think, you could say that about any team in the NCAA tournament. You catch a team on a wrong day or wrong night that they shoot the ever-living you-know-what out of the basketball, you're just going to lose. But that is what is so scary as a fan about this basketball team is you see the pizzazz, you see the highlights, you see the fast break, you see these statistics like number one in fast break in the SEC or 3-point shooting or the bench points that you seem to get 40-something a game. But then you look at some defensive statistics like, hey, how about the fact in conference play they're 15th in effective field goal percentage? That means the team is shooting 15th best out of 16 teams in all of the Southeastern Conference against you. And you asked that question earlier about can they do it or will they do it?
Yeah.
And I just don't know.
Can you play defense or won't you play defense?
And I just don't know if you can establish what you need to do defensively with 2 freshman guards that are elite offensively but haven't really shown outside of a couple Darius blocks that they're capable of being that way night in, night out defensively.
Hey, if you're looking to start the year strong, I got something you need to hear. WT Equipment in Springdale has New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders built to handle whatever the job and whatever the year throws your way. Outstanding operator comfort, class-leading visibility, and best-in-class boom geometry for exceptional lift and reach. These machines range from 60 to 90 horsepower. They're fuel efficient and support a wide variety of attachments so you can tackle more jobs with one machine. Hey, if you're ready to work smarter and stronger this year, go to see the New Holland 300 Series compact track loaders. You can find them today at WT Equipment in Springdale. WT Equipment, equip your future, elevate your potential.
So we alluded to some of the games in the Southeastern Conference this weekend. We'll come back to that. You had an SEC basketball game on a Sunday, which doesn't happen very often. So Florida takes it over Alabama. Stay with us. Hot Take Monday continues next.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
That game turned into a ref show.
This is the Morning Rush.
Mark your calendars and save big at the Greater River Valley RV Show going on February 12th through the 16th at Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Special show pricing and financing available on all units, new or used. Come and see our large inventory of industry-leading brands such as Grand Design and Forest River. Take advantage of the huge savings at the Greater River Valley RV Show at Crabtree RV Center, February 12th through the 16th. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Cold weather is tough on equipment. Frozen lines, slow hydraulics, unexpected breakdowns. Winter downtime costs money, but Sharp Equipment keeps your job moving. Get the equipment you need when you need it. Heavy equipment rentals, reliable repairs, and custom hydraulic hoses built fast. From on-site repairs to fast turn hoses and dependable rentals, we keep your projects moving no matter the temperature. Visit 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren or call 479-649-0500. Sharp Equipment, we help you move more than just the world. We keep you moving forward.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
It's tax season and those checks are coming, so put that refund to work and come see Cody and the gang at Advanced Mechanical Performance in Fort Smith. Need repair or service on your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all. Plus, they've got you covered on power sports parts and accessories too. Call 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I mean, at the end of the game, some of the passes that we throw, and you just, I don't know what to say other than sometimes I wonder if my guys are betting on games. I shouldn't say that, but, you know, that's what Ray said. I don't want to say that. But I just wonder what's happening. I mean, because I know we're too good of players to do that. Was that a bad... I apologize.
Tennessee did beat Auburn on Saturday, but that was more of the one of the storylines that came out of the game. Rick Barnes, after a 77-69 win, joking about players that sometimes make bad passes, and I know the coaches have probably thought more about that and fans than they ever have before, being that you've got what seems like an occasional story surrounding a player betting or intentionally trying to lose or not hitting their prop totals or whatever the case may be. Hopefully they'll continue to crack down on that and make that lesser, not just within college sports, but anything whatsoever. Colton.
Yeah, well, that was brought to you by DraftKings or whatever. That's exactly what you're talking about. Those people, that's what they think. Everything is having to do with sports gambling. So I'm sure Rick Barnes is, thought, man, he's got to be betting on something. So, but they did end up winning that game. It was a good win for Tennessee. That's what you need. You need Tennessee to start winning some games. You need them to keep winning games because, with Vanderbilt and some of these, kind of slipping a little bit, Tennessee is going to end up being a pretty good win for you, and you got to hope sure that the rest of these teams you've already beaten the SEC has a little bit of success as well.
So SEC standings as of now in the top 5. The Razorbacks are tied with the Wildcats and the Vanderbilt Commodores right now for third place. You've got the tiebreaker over Vandy. Kentucky has the tiebreaker over you. Florida sits one spot above. And then Texas A&M, another win for them this week as they go to Athens and win by 15, 92-77. Vanderbilt gets a big win against Ole Miss. LSU beats South Carolina in overtime, 92-87. Texas beats Oklahoma and Norman and Bedlam, and then Missouri beats Mississippi State 84-79. I don't know who Mississippi State plays midweek, if they even play midweek, but that's your opponent this upcoming Saturday. Arkansas, again, a reminder, has a midweek off. You won't play this midweek on Tuesday or Wednesday. Your next game will be in Starkville this Saturday.
Yep, and can be sometimes a tough place to play. For a variety of reasons, this is going to be one of them sleepy, probably not highly attended games.
11 o'clock.
Can you go in there and just take care of business?
Mm-hmm.
And can you get out of the gate right? Hubbard's a really good guard. That matchup between him and Acuff is going to be one to really watch this Saturday.
A lot of fun. As far as game on Sunday yesterday, Alabama just gets demolished by Florida, 100-77, 72-26, the paint point differential. Charles Bediako, again, still playing for the Crimson Tide. Florida fans made sure that he knew that he was a G League dropout during that basketball game. But, man, I know it's several games from now. I just worry about what Arkansas's front line will have to be able to do against Florida when you play them on February the 28th. That's the Boogie reunion, but I just don't know if Arkansas can stack up to them with what they have in the front court.
Florida's 12th in the net rankings. Vanderbilt's 13. Alabama, even with the loss, moves to 22. Tennessee's now ahead of Alabama at 21. Razorbacks have dropped to 23. Kentucky's up to 28. Auburn's 29. So, and I still find it amazing. A&M, the team we're all talking about, 35th. 35th right now.
Their non-conference schedule wasn't
Their
great.
tougher half's coming. Georgia
Mm-hmm.
drops to 36, Texas at 39. Then you got LSU, Missouri, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Mississippi State, South Carolina all at the bottom. Those are the teams you really, as we get closer to the end and there's fewer opportunities, you can't afford to lose those games. And that's why winning at Mississippi State, number 94 in the net ranking, that's a quad 2 game. LSU, number 57. Potentially a quad 1 game wouldn't hurt as bad, but those are 2 games you really need to win.
Don't disagree whatsoever. All right, last thing here in your SEC update. You were reading this before the show. Saw Gus Malzahn, former Auburn head coach and OC, is retiring. I guess
Hanging it up at Florida State, been their offensive coordinator, 35 years of coaching, he said in his statement, 20 at the collegiate level, 15 at the high school level, and he's going to spend more time with family. So, probably see him more around the natural state. I don't know, if he'll relocate or not. He didn't indicate any of that, but he has let Mike Norvell, who's already made an announcement, elevated someone within to the OC position. So this is something obviously that wasn't knee-jerk or all of a sudden, something that they had a plan for, and he announced today that he's hanging up the whistle after 35 years.
Think about national champion with Auburn with Cam Newton in 2010. Went there with 2013, first year as head coach. Beat Nick Saban, I think, a lot more times than a lot of other head coaches were able to do. And it's just bounced around a little bit, UCF, Florida State, and whatnot. So always a what could have happened 06, like that season. I mean, it's 20 years old, but that's, I think, Arkansas fans, when you think about the talent you had in the backfield with Peyton Hillis, Darren McFadden, and Felix Jones, and just how topsy-turvy that season was, is always going to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda for Ridgeback Nation 20 years ago.
All right, that's your SEC updates brought to you by Oakland Sports and their app with Super Bowl week here. Time to download the Oakland Sports app. If you sign up this week, each of your first 10 days, you'll get a second chance bet. If your first bet doesn't work out that day, up to $100 a day, so up to $1,000 in bonus bets. There will be tons of action around the Super Bowl on Sunday. You'll find it all with the Oakland Sports app and a full week of NBA and NCAA college basketball as well. It's the Oakland Sports app. Bet with the brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oakland Sports.
You mentioned having a conversation with the Razorback Foundation. Yep. I know this was a heavy topic late last week discussing various things within the athletics department. What did you unearth anything? Do you have any new data?
It was a call just like many of you have gotten about tickets and renewals and increased donations. It's not widespread, like the section that my seats are in, which are upper deck but at midfield, fairly low. There is no increase in the donation level. You can't go backwards, but there are still plenty of seats in the stadium that don't require any donation level. So I think some of this we need to really dig in, do our homework, do our research before we get fired up, because the section you're in may not require an increase at all, depending on where you're sitting. This still boils down to the fact that you've asked people in the reseeding process in basketball to give $40,000 to be this Diamond Platinum Broyles Matthews level, right? Well, there needs to be, if you're going to ask somebody and they come forward with $40,000 in annual giving, they need to have good seats for football too, not just basketball. So I get some of it. So I think the sections that are being affected more than others are the prime seats. Depending on where you're at, you may not have an increase. So before you make a decision, make sure you at least have a conversation, do your homework, because it may not affect you quite the way you think it will. And there's still a number of even premium sections that don't require any donation. Ticket level may be higher, like North End Zone. Cost of the ticket's higher, but donation level may not be as high. So do your homework is what I'd say, and ask the questions, look at the emails, look at the chart. It's not as doom and gloom as some have made it out to be.
Negative feedback is always going to stand out. And anytime you ask someone to donate more money or pay more money for something, rare is it that you're going to get a positive response. I just wonder, it's like, okay, the team went 2-10. You're asking for more money. And I get the rationale you just pointed out. I just don't know how this is going to go. Or at least, let me rephrase. I don't know how this is going to have a positive outcome where you have a number of people renew their season tickets, go in another spot. It seems like and I've talked to, I think, close to 10 season ticket holders, and I think 7 or 8 of them are mulling over not paying for season tickets, and like 2 or 3 are going to renew. And I don't know.
You better have really good seats if you come to that conclusion.
Yeah, and
you better be between the 30s lower level already.
And I don't know what that percentage looks like overall when it comes to the foundation calling different people. That's just my small sample size. And some make a considerable amount of money. Others, it's not as much. So it's a wide ranging. I would just like to know the feedback in terms, not the probably the angry words that are communicated to the Razorback Foundation, but who's actually going to pledge? Who's actually going to renew? Who's going to do that moving forward? Again, I know there's a new regime. You've got a new coach, got new players, but
well, here's the deal. You've had a lot of people already pledge, $40,000 or more, right? I mean, the numbers came out. They had $9 million in one-time giving for the basketball receipt, $10 million plus in annual renewable donations. Not all of those were $40,000 chunks, but a lot of them were. How many of those do you want to lose because they can't get – because they're having to sit in less than premium seats in the football stadium? Put yourself in their shoes. You gave $40,000. Your company gave $40,000. Oh, but by the way, we don't have any good seats for you. We got you down here at the 10-yard line for football. When something opens up, we'll let you know. That doesn't sound like smart business to me. So I think this was calculated. This was planned all along. And here's the thing: if you can give, or you want to move up to that next level, and you're already given $1,000, but $1,500 gets you maybe in a better spot, or you're given $5,000, but $7,500 gets you in a better spot. I think that's what they're banking on. But I think the stock price is really low right now in Razorback football. So if you want to improve your position in the stadium, I think now's a great time because there will be some people hanging up. So if you want to lock down a seat you've always wanted to sit in, I think the opportunity to do that is right now.
All right, let's take a phone call. Brian is in Ozark this morning here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Brian, go ahead.
I got a question about the Kentucky game.
All right.
So when the Kentucky kid's on the ground and the little Arkansas boy want to hit him in the head with the basketball,
yeah, Malik Ewan.
that was a technical. Yeah, so that was a technical. If the kid from Kentucky would have got up and broke that dude's jaw, then what?
That'd be a technical.
The technical too? I mean, he had every right. He should have defended himself and got up and punched the dude right in the face. Well, that was a cheap shot. What? Cheap shot for a cheap shot. That's what I'm thinking.
That gets you, punching someone in the face probably not going to end like you want it to. So this was a physical game. Both teams were at each other's throats from start to finish. Each team had a moment where they just completely lost their cool, lost their composure. Kentucky got 3. I mean, you're telling me you're going to get 3 technical fouls in 38 seconds, and you're not going to beat that? I mean, that just doesn't happen very often. Arkansas didn't capitalize with the free throws, but still, that team lost their composure. Usually, those are the games you win. Didn't find a way to do it. No, I still find it peculiar that they let both teams go in and out the same tunnel. You have a game like that. I still don't understand that.
Well, I thought they had changed it.
No, they both still enter and exit the floor in that tunnel, and I know why they've done it, but that seems ripe for problems at some point when both teams are coming onto and out of the same tunnel.
Gavin, they followed your advice. They didn't shake it up afterwards.
They kind of where's that clip? They kind of did after the game. I thought that was kind of funny that it looked like they weren't going to do it, and then they did it. I was just kind of cracking up at that after the game because I thought the same thing you did, Colton. I was like, well, Tommy would have said that they don't need to shake hands or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this clip.
Yeah, the handshake line wasn't going to produce anything good on Saturday, particularly after I don't know how many seconds were left when Brazil got that flagrant I got the box score here.
Oh, here it is.
And all the coaches are telling their players, go to your respective locker rooms.
Yep.
Although some of the Kentucky players are coming over, they want to shake hands.
Of course they do. They want.
But and listen, I know the game you lost, and I was getting chastised by one of my buddies Saturday, and I didn't feel good based on leading up to that game, and I still felt like Arkansas would win. They didn't. But that's what you want in a basketball game. Like, I don't want, and it wasn't like Pope versus Cal. Cal was very complimentary of Pope after the game. They seemed to, at least on the surface, seem to have a good rapport. I don't want Arkansas to like Otega Oweh. I don't want Otega Oweh to like Arkansas players. Like, I guess you could, to a degree, you can say you can live without some of the technicals and whatnot, but the chippiness, the back and forth, the jawing, That's what a good college basketball rivalry is. And again, it didn't go your way Saturday night, and I get why you're ticked off here on this Monday morning.
But if you wanted to just tune in and watch a really good game, all of that nonsense interrupted the flow of a good basketball game. But I don't mind some drama every now and then, and that's what you had in this, was some drama and some emotion and just some heated moments. But it did interrupt and put a pause on the actual flow of a good game itself. Hey, Valentine's Day coming up 12 days away, a couple weekends, not this weekend, but the next one. Gaston's White River Resort's a perfect place to take your sweetheart and get away for a couple of nights, and winter rates are in effect. Restaurants back open, so everything you need is there for you. Cheaper lodging, more affordable lodging with the winter rates, and the restaurant's going to be a great place with a great view of the White River to enjoy a Valentine's evening meal in a weekend full of it. Also, the fishing area around the state park up by the dam is reopened for catch and release after the spawning season or during the spawning season. That area is not open for fishing. It's reopened, so now it's what you'd kind of call prime time there at Gaston's. 870-431-5202 is the number. Ask about the winter rates, Valentine's weekend, and about some great fishing right now on the White River. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing. Dang.
Life that.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
I said these were slice-proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Halfway through, 6-3. Not exactly what we wanted.
This is The Morning Rush.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Hey, this is Damien, and I've grown up around the kitchen at DK Fit Meals. My dad, David, the owner, started this business because he knows you're busy, but you still want food that's fresh, delicious, and actually good for you. Forget the fast food compromises. We're taking customized, ready-to-eat, healthy meals made right here in Fort Smith. Whether you pre-order for the week or ordering something from our grab-and-go frozen meals, we make it easy to stick to your goals. Stop settling and start performing. Get your next week of meals sorted today. Visit dkfitmeals.com, that's dkfitmeals.com, and taste the difference fresh food makes. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Around here, we don't just know your name. We know your dad's favorite truck and your kid's baseball team. That's how it is when you've been in the same town for 90 years. At Hug Chevrolet GMC, we believe in handshakes, hometown service, and treating you like family. Because you're not just a customer, you're a neighbor. Hug Chevrolet GMC. The people, the place, the pride.
Legal challenges can feel like a mountain in your path, but you don't have to climb it alone. Hi, this is James Teague. At Teague Law Firm in Rogers, we provide the experience, personal representation you deserve. Whether it's family law, criminal defense, or personal injury, we are dedicated to protecting what matters most to you. From divorce and custody trials and all other forms of litigation, Teague Law Firm fights for your results. Trust our team that Northwest Arkansas has relied on for over 30 years. Call Teague Law Firm today at 479-877-1688 or visit our website at teague-law.com. The Teague Law Firm. If we can't help you, we'll talk baseball.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
Halfway through, 6-3, not exactly what we wanted.
That's how Arkansas is viewed right now in the SEC. You don't have a midweek game this week. You take on Mississippi State on Saturday. We'll see if the Razorbacks are able to get a road win and then follow it up with potential another road win against LSU when you travel to the PMAC next week. I think that game's on a Tuesday and whatnot. Tommy, they made an announcement this morning on someone who's coming to Fayetteville in July, and we'll tell you who that is coming up in just a bit.
Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. You can find it in the Apple app or Google Play Store. You can call us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline from there as well. There's a link to do all that. It's all available now. The Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Jelly Roll, your favorite artist, Post Malone, and Carter Faith are coming to Razorback Stadium on July the 11th, which is a Saturday. Oak View Group is who Arkansas has partnered with for different concerts and Razorback Stadium and also Bud Walton Arena. This is the one of the first announcements. I know some of you went to the Garth Brooks concert.
Once he took all that plywood and all that stuff, man, that field looked terrible.
That was Sam Pittman back at SEC Media Days a couple years ago. How many times are they going to do this, you think? I mean, is it going to be once a summer? Is it going to be a couple times?
I don't think you can overplay it. I think once a year.
Once a year. Maybe once in Bud, once in Razorback Stadium.
I think you do it in the winter time and
in Bud Walton.
In Bud, when you can't. Yeah, July could be very hot for that concert on July the 11th.
When was the Garth Brooks one? Was it?
It was in April.
Okay, I couldn't remember when it was.
Because remember the wind was like 40 that day. It wasn't hot. It was very comfortable.
Just
but the
windy.
wind was. Then they had that big storm after the game. Everybody's trying to get out of there at once. But hey, if you continue to sell a lot of tickets and these things have great attendance, you'll probably get 1 or 2 a year.
Super Bowl week. We'll talk more about that as the week progresses. Have you ever been to the Super Bowl Radio Row? I know Clint Sterner's down there this week. I've had a couple other friends that are down there. It looks fun. I don't know if we're ever going to do that unless the Cowboys. I guess the only reason we do that is the Cowboys.
Back in Dallas or Kansas City, and it's not going to be. Maybe with the new stadium years from now, it could be, but. No, I mean, I'd like to do that.
Nashville might be the next closest destination, which I know they're going to get a Super Bowl.
Cheap to go.
No, I'm going to guess it's a little more than what it costs to get a table on the internet at SEC Media Days. Well, that's going to do it for us here on this Hot Take Monday Bud Light Morning Rush podcast coming out. Reactions from callers and texters today on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Coming up, Bill Elson, Matt Jones, Big C. Halftime is on the way for Tommy Kraft and Cole Little. I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy the rest of the start of your week. We're back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just